guys, and I hope na we are all in track no, of our goals for this year. But of course, I know you guys are ready no, at preparing sa mga upcoming activities or mga upcoming Christmas parties. No? And you guys are preparing sa mga possible na ihahanda natin ngayong Noche Buena. But before we proceed to those busy season no, of this month celebration, especially December na, we will have this special episode though, at talagang I'm excited to introduce to you our amazing speaker na talagang in-invite pa natin all the way from Manila, di ba? And I'm excited guys because I know this person is very busy, no? And truly inspiring kasi I've been following him in his social media accounts. And guess what guys, no? From those short clips, no, talagang ma-inspire ka, and I hope tonight no as we listen no to his story and as we listen to his experiences in life no a fellow millennial no I hope na ma-inspire you din namin kayo through his story and experiences. So without further ado no please help me welcome, and as I introduce to you guys our speaker no invite you know, on his social media accounts, mainly on Facebook and of course on TikTok. And his niche market, no, or niche topic is more about of general encouragement, tips for small and medium business owners. So if you guys is one of those business owners that are just struggling, a person or young professional na maybe into the looking zone, no? So you can catch him in his social media accounts and try to watch his videos. No, he's a successful seafarer with a fast promotion at a very young age. Diba? He decided to embrace entrepreneurship, join a health and wellness company, and created success for his business. He is a happy dad to a 4-year-old named Gia, and of course a blessed husband to Miss Cindy. He is a servant of the Lord and serves their local church as a preacher and a leader. So he attributed all of the successes, no, and of course his progress to the grace and mercy of his Lord. So without further ado, please help me welcome, no, virtual clap tayo dyan. If kung naririnig mo kami in this podcast, no, so palakpak ka din dyan, no. So without further ado, please help me welcome Mentor Gerard Claudio.
Hello, Evan.
Mentor.
Hello, good
Yes.
evening.
Yes, good
Kamusta, no?
evening. Thank
At least bumalik na yung kuryente natin.
yeah, struggles does the online world before.
Oh.
Pero buti na lang na itawid natin. But of course, no, allow me to thank no, Mentor for joining us, no, especially with your busy schedule. Pero you made time to inspire a lot of millennials tonight.
Mhm.
Sige, Mentor, we'd like to start na off by, of course, quick backstory tayo. Ba't ka napadpad sa industry natin, and at the same time, what made you made the shift? Kasi I think it's a big shift for you from a seafarer to a business or entrepreneur.
Yeah, well, I came from a family of OFW. Both of my parents were OFW, and how shall I say this? I think both of my parents have very good reason why, alam mo yun, they decided to go abroad. Kasi alam naman natin no, na pag dito ka sa Pilipinas, you compare your profession dito sa Pilipinas at saka sa abroad, sobrang layo talaga. Like, if you're gonna earn two, if you earn 20,000 here, you can earn 200,000 outside. So I think valid talaga yung goal ng parents ko na talagang maiahon kami sa kahirapan because of going abroad. So lumaki ako na ganun yung perspective. And I became seafarer myself. But I think isa sa mga bagay na hindi na pag-uusapan sa labas or siguro nine-neglect lang ng karamihan is yung reality ng pamilya ng pagiging OFW. So, marami kasing perspective. Hindi natin matanggal yung perspective ng mga tao na basta OFW ka, usually, ang daming expectations na tao, mayaman na yan, mapera yan, ganito, no? Then I realized na hindi alam ng karamihan ano yung exchange doon. What was the exchange? 'Di ba? Yung exchange is wala kang time sa pamilya mo, 'di ba? And wala you see, I believe that you cannot build your family without time because time is the most precious commodity that you can have. You can have a lot of money, you cannot have more time. So, yun yung isang perspective na realize ko. So, when the industry that we belong, no, was introduced to me, Yun yung nag-strike sa akin kasi yun yung pinag-uusapan. Like, it's all time, 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 time. Sabi ko, totoo ba talaga? I can have more time, di ba? So, ibig sabihin, of course, you cannot add more time, but as much as I can to, alam mo yun, to save more of it in the next coming year. So, I decided to be here. Yun yung dahilan ko. Yun ang dahilan ko kung bakit. So, and another thing, doon ko na-realize yung idea ng leverage income. Di ba? May active income, leverage income, passive income. Yung passive income mo, kuha mo yan from investments like the real estate and sa stock market or other investments. Leverage income, you get it from building a business where you build a system, you build organizations, and through that, you build sales through that. So, hindi mo binibigay lahat ng effort mo. So, naintindihan ko yung concept na yun, no? So, when I understood that, sabi ko, ba't ngayon ko lang narinig tong perspective na to ba? Yung ganong idea na leverage income and all. Oo. So tama yun. Hindi tinuturo sa school yung ganong idea. Well, though kung tinuturo man siya, hindi siya much emphasis. Alam mo, hindi siya binibigyan ng emphasis, no? Until, siguro kung finance ka or ano, yung management or business talaga yung course mo. Pero, I got it from Robert Kiyosaki na book na Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I think everybody who are in the business, lalo kung nasa negosyo ka, or you are somebody na gusto mo mabago yung takbo ng finances mo, matadaan namin yung libro na yun eh. So, yun ang nagpa-change ng perspective ko. So, so ibig sabihin, when I understood leverage income, ang tanong na lang is, ano yung magiging avenue ko, or ano yung magiging platform ko to get it? Ano yung magiging vehicle ko to get it? So, yun yung naging vehicle ko, kung ano yung business na belong tayo. So I've been here for 9 years, stick to one company, never been transferred to any company, and I'm just blessed to be in the best company and ano yun. So best opportunity. So yun. Yun yung background ko.
It's great to hear, mentor, no? Kasi ako personally isang anak ng OFW. And growing up, no, time is really important to us, and especially sa perspective natin bilang anak. Tama. And as we grow old, di ba, we get to realize then that, yes, exactly, time nga pa rin is still important. No, even if, kahit anong edad tayo. Tama. And of course, it's great to know better now, may na-discover tayong avenue. No, na, of course, hindi naman natin sinasabi na this is the only industry that could give us the leverage or the time that we need. But of course, for us, para sa atin, this is the best. No? Best vehicle for us to achieve those things. So you mentioned, mentor, na 9 years na tayo. So far, how was the journey, no, over those 9 years?
Hindi siya madali actually. Ang dami kong realization, hindi siya madali, and ayun, hindi siya madali. I will not sell it to people na madali siya. I think that's the biggest mistake, especially if you're in this industry, the network marketing industry, na pag may naririnig ka sa labas, papakita ka ng pera sa sakyan and all. Of course, we wanted those things, but those are not the reason why you wanted to be here. You wanted to have control of your finances, and you wanted to have control of your time. So, yun yung perspective ko. So, hindi siya madali kasi maraming mga binago sa akin, specifically sa mga pinaniwala ko, yung mga pinaniniwalaan ko. Yun talaga yung binago sa akin. Yung mga akala ko na tama, mali pala. Yung mga akala ko mali, naging tama siya. Alam mo yun, ganun. Tapos, but I think it's more of a self-discovery journey for me. Alam mo yun, na-discover ko yung capacity ko, na-discover ko yung mga weakness ko, na-discover ko yung mga kailangan kong improve, na-discover ko yung attitude ko, na-discover ko yung mga how I treat other people, na-discover ko yung perspective ko about, alam mo yun, dealing with disappointment, dealing with pain, dealing with all these things, dealing with pressure. So it's more of, hindi siya madali, but I could say that I never made the wrong decision, no. Tama naging decision ko na nandito ako right now. So yun yung akin. Yun yung akin. So it's more of self-discovery for me.
Kumbaga, mentor, siya holistic, di ba? Na hindi natin sukat akalain na akala natin na tayo in this industry we give. But sometimes, no, in our experience, no, in this industry, sometimes we gain. Actually, we gain a lot. No? Yun nga, sabi mo, mentor, na hindi mo sukat akalain that you can do this, that you can achieve this, di ba? Na dati hanggang dito ka lang, no, sa tingin mo hanggang dito ka lang, but yet, no, time has proven, of course, your result has proven it over and over, mentor, that you can be more, di ba? That you can do more actually. Now actually guys, no, hindi lang yun yung pag-uusapan natin tonight. Actually yung pag-uusapan natin tonight is the things, no, as a millennial that you should know. Kasi I believe, no, may mga hidden, hindi naman secrets, pero may mga bagay na kailangan pala nating malaman na hindi tinuturo, like na-mention na natin, isa na doon is the leverage. I myself, mentor as an accounting professional, that, pero hindi, I never came across that word na in college ever for me, no? So, like, example ganun, guys. So, tonight we'll be talking about the things a millennial should know. Okay, so I guess we will start with the item number 1, mentor. So, can you share with us what is the first thing na pwedeng mo ma-share to the millennials that they should know?
Ano ngang age, ano kayong range ng edad pag sinabi mong millennials?
I think nasa 20, right now, mentor, it's nasa 26 to, if I'm not mistaken, 26 to 38?
26 to 38, okay.
Uh,
Tama. Kasi when I was scanning my, yung nanonood sa akin, kasi naka-professional account yung Facebook ko, nakikita ko yung age. So, na-realize ko, yung pala yung mga mostly nanonood sa akin from 26 to 34. So, mga millennials pala talaga yung mga kaedad ko, di ba?
yes.
So,
yes.
oo.
That's
So,
nice.
so tayo na yung next, tayo nang nasa frontline right now of the economy and all.
Yes.
Well, number 1, siguro, 5 things a millennial should know. Depende siguro sa age mo kung nasa ang experiences mo, di ba? Your past has nothing to do with your future.
Nice.
I think that's the first one. Your past has nothing to do with your future, and God has given us the ability, the dignity of choice. So, ba't ko sinabi yun, no? Ba't ko sinabi yun? Kasi, I think, most of us, even ako, I fall into this where most people are trying to create a narrative that they are a victim of their past, which is, of course, may mga, alam mo yun, we are victim of financial struggle, we are victim of other people's decision, we are victim of other people's, what do you call this? Yung mga decision nila, yung mga affected tayo doon, di ba? We are the victim of corruption in the government and all. But I realized that, specifically, if you wanted mag-move up sa level mo, like, let's talk about financial, yung pag-asenso sa buhay, or yung umunlad ka sa buhay, it's, your past has nothing to do with it. What you're going to do now, yun yung magmamatter. Yun yung magmamatter. So, I think prior pa ako pumasok sa ganitong klaseng business, nasasanay akong mag-blame sa ibang tao. Alam mo yun, yung tipong, if I wanted to cover up my face, and I wanted to run away from a certain responsibility kahit nasa trabaho, is, alam mo, sinisisi ko ibang tao. Alam mo, hindi kasi ganito ako, ganito. So, for example, if ako, short-tempered ako by nature, no? Impatient ako, short-tempered ako. Sabihin ko, hindi kasi ganito kami sa bahay before, eh. So, kailangan mo ko intindihan kasi ganito, galing ako sa ganitong pamilya, di ba? Right? Parang, I trying to justify myself, which is supposedly hindi dapat siya, di ba? Simply because I'm trying to justify it kasi dito ako nanggaling. So, what I'm trying to say is, what I'm saying is, I'm affected by my past. Di ba? Now, the past is a good place to get lessons and move forward in life. I'm not saying there's no place for past. No. When you look at your past, don't use your past to feed your self-pity. Use your past to feed your growth. So, yun yung isang bagay na ninotice ko. Kasi, bakit ako nagsimula doon? Because a lot of people thought that kung may pera lang sila, kung may, alam mo yun, may opportunity lang sila. Pero actually guys, ang dami ng opportunity sa labas. Hindi lang naman itong business ang ginagawa natin. Hindi naman network marketing. Maraming mga business, maraming opportunity sa labas. It's just that a lot of people, hindi nila ginagrab yung opportunity because they are always hold back sa past nila. Like, hindi kasi, baka ganito na lang talaga ako. Which is not true at all. Diba? Which is not true at all. So, you're not a product of your past. Diba? You're not a product of whatever people did to you from the past. You're not a product of the past trauma that you have. You are a product of your decision today. Kung ano yung gagawin mo ngayon, yun ang magmamatter. Okay.
And it all boils down to the choice that we will be making, tama, mentor?
Yes, yes.
And I agree with that, mentor, no? Kasi sabi nga nila that we are not dictated by our past. Why they get stuck on their life? Because they deal most of it because of their past. Diba? Yung the way they treat people, ganito kasi ako before, the way they handle people, the way they, when they meet opportunities, ganito nila i-handle because they associate it with their past. That sometimes will hinder them, diba kasi na-scam ako before, ganito pa na yung experience ko, will hinder them to open up to a lot of opportunities available, no, in the economy or in the world right now. And one of it is our industry, tama? And ako, ganyan din ako before, mentor. No, we don't necessarily neglect na ganyan tayo before. But I think what you mentioned, Mentor, earlier, that andun yung self-awareness. Diba? Na kung ganyan ka before, what will you do? Kasi sabi nga nila, it's not about what happens to you, it's about how you react on it. Tama?
Yes.
Diba? Paano ka nag-react sa nangyari sa'yo? Diba? Nag-remain ka bang mahirap? Diba? Nag-remain ka bang, diba, na ganito kasi ako mag-handle ng pera. But you did nothing to learn how money works. Diba? And I think we'll proceed to the next mentor.
Second is, all right, the first one is, diba, you're not a product of your past. Now, if you want to move forward in life, you have to, we have to operate based on principles. Okay, we have to operate based on principles. Sinabi to ni Jim Rohn, sabi niya, change your philosophy, change your belief system, it will change your life. Tama? So, isang yung belief system sinabi ko kanina, your past, that's one belief system. But I think, now, if you don't want to be controlled by your past, and you want to move forward in life, kailangan, you have to change the way, you have to change the principles that you believed in. Okay, number one, what are the principles? Number one, na wala kang talent, skills, and abilities. I often hear people say that. I don't think kaya ko yan kasi I cannot do this, I cannot do that. They always define themselves on the basis of what they cannot do. But the truth is, one principle that I learned, kasi I'm a Christian by faith, so naniniwala ako that in the ultimate authority of the Bible. So the Bible says in Genesis chapter 1, verse 26 and 27, that God created us in His own image and likeness. That's what it says. So God created us in His own image and likeness. Ibig sabihin, pagkapanganak mo, hindi ka puting bond paper na blank. You're not a blank sheet. You're a person already designed by God with a talent, abilities, and skills. Then your function and all we need to do is, number one, to discover it, refine it, use it, and to contribute it to other people. So yun ang pininiwalaan ko. So okay, that's a worldview, di ba? So every single time that you will be open up with an opportunity, or there will be an opportunity that can change your life, opportunity that can improve your character, and opportunity, hindi ko nasasabihin, hindi ko gagawin yan kasi hindi ko alam yung gagawin hindi ko alam gagawin ko. Kasi wala ako, ganito lang talaga akong tao, alam mo yun, right? Right? So that's one principle. Another principle na you think that have really given me right now is work is honorable. Work is honorable. Bakit ko sinasabi yan? Kasi ganito yan, even in church, even in our church. Isa sa bagay na realize ko, we often preach about overwork, but we least preach about laziness. I often see people, if they will just work enough, they'll get where they wanted. Taangat nila yung taas ng pamumuhay nila. Now, interestingly, every single time that I mention pagiging tamad, marami talaga, kahit sa social media, marami talagang nagre-react. As in, ang dami talaga nagre-react. And they would say, hindi naman ako tamad, ganito. Ano yun? But I think one thing that really stops people from going where they want, it's not because we have lack of opportunity. We just lack the work ethics and the pagsisipag ba? Right?
Yes.
Sa totoo lang kasi like for example, sa business natin, di ba? Like may mga associates or maybe you experience this as well na nadadown ka sa business income mo. Nadadown ka sa commission mo. Ba't ganito ang commission ko? Ganito, right? And you're gonna ask the person, so ilan yung client mo last week? Wala. So anong ginawa mo last week? Right? Bakit kayo iiyak na wala kang commission right now, na for the past several weeks, wala kang meeting, wala kang share ng business or ng product? How will your business would run if that would be the case, diba? So, another thing is people thought that being lazy is only bound within the physical. Most of the time, people are lazy to grow. People are lazy to study. Kaya nga sabi ni Jim Rohn, formal education will make you a living, self-education will make you a fortune. Mas gustuhin pa natin manood ng mga intriga ng mga social media influencers. 'Di ba? Yung mga revelasyon, yun pa yung gusto natin, 'di ba? Pero pag sinabi ng, mag-grow tayo about finances o about skills, ayaw na natin, busy ako, busy ako. Hindi ka busy, hindi mo na naintindihan yung priority. So we are so lazy to grow ourselves. Kaya ang sabi ni Jim Rohn, sabi niya, you work hard on your job, but you work harder on yourself. Working hard on yourself is not easy because you have to study, you have to put discipline, you have to put time, you have to get out there and invest to grow yourself and all. Lalo na ngayon, nakikinig po, yung mga nakikinig po sa akin dito kasi dinrap ko to sa FB Live. No? Guys, sa mga nag-FB Live sa akin dyan, hindi ako maka-message kasi ni-interview ako eh. Mamaya ako kayo re-replyan, no? Even that, di ba? Like, maybe they would spend maybe 30 minutes or 45 minutes listening here. Most people will not spend 45 minutes listening to this because for them, I don't see value now. Pero kung if-feed mo yung sarili mo ng mga gitong klaseng conversations and you feed yourself with there are a lot of content. Ang dami ng free content eh. Ako, nag-FB Live ako every single day. Diba? I do FB Live 20 to 30 to 45 minutes every single day. Diba? But we would rather, invest ourselves to entertainment and to pleasures rather than to growth. So that I think is still under the laziness section, no? Yung tinatamad talaga tayo, 'di ba? So if people will just understand that work is honorable, no? Ang work po binigay ng Panginoon 'yan even before pa sa Genesis, no? That was the first mandate ng Panginoon kay Adam. Before niya binigay si Eve, work ang binigay niya. Right? So people need to understand that you can't just ask people money for the rest of your life. You have to, at some point, stand your ground and say, you know what, I'm responsible now. I have to make money myself. I have to grow myself. Kasi kung making dependent ka na for the rest of your life, then what's the point of God giving you the talent, ability, and skills? Now, there are exceptions. There are exceptions if you are mentally, emotionally, or physically incapacitated. So, diba? So how shall I say this? Iba yon, magkaibang ito yun. But when you are capable, may capacity ka, meron kang ability na mag-work, you put the work in. Put the work in. Lalo na yung mga nagjo-join po sa gitong business natin, no, like sa network marketing. I think isa sa mga bagay na kailangan natin baguhin is kailangan nating tanggalin yung perspective na madali siya. Okay, of course, we have to create a picture that this is worth it. This is worth your time, effort, and money. You have to put that in that bubble. Pero I think we have to change the way we tell people that it is easy, ganito lang gagawin mo. Hindi yung gagawin mo. Kailangan mo sabihin sa kanila, may effort ka ditong gagawin. So para mas sift mo na yung mga tao na ayaw magtrabaho versus sa mga taong gusto magtrabaho. Kasi may mga tao talagang willing trabahuin yung pangarap nila. May mga taong willing talagang magtrabaho kung alam nilang worth it yung isang opportunity. Diba? Kada problem lang is, we market it in a wrong way. So people come inside and they are like leeches. So they are becoming liability instead of being a team. Tama? So yun yung isang bagay na na-realize ko, which is I'm changing it right now. Yun ang bagay ba? So I think work is honorable. Anything that you could put your hand in and produce something, that's honorable. So, yun yung another principle. Marami pang principle, no? Like living below your means, huwag kang mangungutang, di ba? What else? Huwag kang magpapautang, no? So ako, I've made a lot of mistakes, no? If I will go back into my financial trouble, it will always boils down to utang. Either ako yung inutangan o ako yung nangutang na nabayaran ko and na-compromise yung ano ko. Alam mo yun? So, it's always there. So, yun yung binabago ko right now, no? Na, you know what? This is enough. I'm tired of this. Diba? So, kaya hindi po, lalo na po kung may opportunity kayo mangutang, may employed po, diba? Like, pwede ka umutang sa SSS, GSIS, and all. People thought it's an opportunity, it's a privilege. Utang has never been a privilege unless you know where you will put the money. Diba? So, for example, if yung interest niya is yung kikitain mo sa interest is yung profit mo is malaki dun sa interest, then good. Pero kung bibili mo lang siya ng bagong iPhone 14 tapos para lang may flex ka or ibibili mo lang siya ng mga bagay na hindi wala naman siyang balik, that's you're putting so much burden in ourselves, 'di ba? So isang bagay, no? So ano pa ba mga principles? Marami. So ang gusto ko i-point out is secondly, you have to we are operating on the basis of what we believe. So, philosophy tawag doon, worldview, ano ba ang tawag mo dyan, di ba? So, principles, no? So, how do you operate ba? So, yun ang tanong. So, kaya personally for me, doon talaga magsisimula yung belief. Kaya di ba na-notice mo, even sa training natin, palaging may training. You sit down because ang binabago doon yung principles mo, yung paniniwala. Yung paniniwalaan natin. Kasi you will never move up in life if you remain on the old belief that we have. The reason why where we are right now, kung nasaan tayo ngayon sa buhay, simply because we retain sa old belief natin. Yun yung dahilan bakit hindi nag-change yung ano natin. Because when challenges would arise, you will solve that problem on the basis of your belief. For example, kung ang paniniwala mo na every time may financial trouble ka, mangungutang ka, and may financial trouble ka, ano gagawin mo? Mangungutang ka.
Same pa rin.
Diba?
Like,
But if you change your belief and say, you know what, I'm sick and tired of utang, anong gagawin mo? So mag-ahead ka. So magdadagdag ka ng additional income, magtatrabaho ka more, or you will put more, you will save on times na okay, or you will live below your means, you will discipline yourself, and when financial trouble come, hindi ka masyadong trouble kasi
affected. Yeah.
kasi yung belief mo was turned into result which turned out naging okay ka financially. Right? Now, another belief is, like for example, in family, building family, no? Now, for me, I cannot be a effective father to my child and effective husband to my wife if wala ako doon present. No, I cannot be a nurturer. And again, ang worldview ko and ang belief ko and my principle is, kung tatay ka, kailangan, hindi ka lang provider, nurturer ka, leader ka. So how can I lead if I wasn't there? So since that was my belief, since that was my principle, I find a way to make it happen. Because for me, ano pang silbi na tatay ako kung hindi ako kilala bilang protector or ano ng anak ko, 'di ba? Yun yung paniniwala ko no. But if I believe that bilang tatay, ano lang naman ako, provide lang ako, okay na 'yan. Do you think I will be here where I am right now? Of course not. So principle is very important. They call it principle, they call it worldview, they call it philosophy, whatever the term is. Importante yung pininiwalaan mo ngayon. Tama? Now, another thing. People believe that, ito, bigyan kita example people believe na yung mga sakit, mga degenerative diseases like hypertension and all, minamana. A lot of people believe that 100% it's totally fine to have maintenance. Tama? Totally fine to have maintenance, di ba? Naging norm siya. Because that's a worldview. I remember I have one client, he told me, sabi niya, and she was really proud na may maintenance siya. Sabi ko, ma'am, ano po yung ginagawa ninyo? Sabi ko, gito na talaga ako kasi pamilya namin hypertensive. That was a worldview. But I was telling her, sabi ko, ma'am, kaya pong mabago through change of lifestyle tsaka I think eating habit. Hindi, sabi niya, ay, hypertensive talaga kami. That was a belief that I cannot change. So she would be taking maintenances not because there's no solution or change of lifestyle, eating habits, the regular work.
As it is.
But she took it as it is and say, okay na ako dito. Kita mo, di ba? These are simple things that we neglect, but it creates a big impact when you look at it in a bigger perspective. Tama? So, very, very important na kung titingnan mo yung finances mo right now, kung titingnan mo yung negosyo mo ngayon, kung titingnan mo yung situation mo ngayon, ano yung pinaniniwalaan mo? Bigyan ka tayo, Eva, no? I think may nanonood dito mga network marketers din. Before, for several years, no, I just discovered this year, and I just turned this into action this year, no? I believe that kung na-recruit ko na yung mga best dun sa list ko, wala na ako marirecruit pa. Yun yung perspective ko. Sino pang marirecruit ko? Kasi ito na natagang pinaka-best na mga friends ko. So what happened is, I have potential leaders na hindi nagpatuloy this year. Hindi sila nagpatuloy sa akin this year for the past several years. And these are leaders that has been with me for years in business. And I feel like I was crippled. Sabi ko, kakayanin ko pa bang bumangon? Makakahanap ba ako ng pareho nila? That was a belief. That was a principle I was been running into my mind. But I realized, no. I know maybe pagkukulang ko, no, I would accept that. Marami akong pagkukulang and all, or it's just their decision. I can find another one. That's a belief. Diba? That's a principle. I can find a better, a leader that will run with me and will journey with me and will work with me. Diba? So, ano yung pinaniniwalaan natin? So, baka yun yung isang bagay na kailangan nating baguhin. No? So, aside sa your past has nothing to do with your future, which is not belief, another thing is, second thing is, if you want to move forward in life, Don't dwell in the past, but you have to embrace new and empowering principles.
That's nice. And I truly agree with that, mentor, no, that the last thing we should compromise is our principle
Mm.
in, in life. Diba? That's the last thing. But of course, you need to check whether or not yung belief mo ba is still on check, diba?
True, true.
Or okay pa ba yung belief mo? Like, may mga belief tayong for so long, akala natin okay siya. Pero when we take other people's perspective, diba? Kasi sometimes it takes other people's perspective, kaya we need to keep on exploring things, diba? We need to expose ourselves to a lot of opportunities for us to get to know na hindi pa pala tama yung alam ko. Diba? Like, for yung situation mo, akala mo okay na. Pero when you experience like free travel, when you experience these things, diba? Ay, pwede pa pala mag-improve yung buhay ko. And I truly agree with that, mentor, no, na yung pangarap naman is libre. Pero
True.
yung hustle is sold separately.
Tama, tama.
Diba? Kasi maraming mga tao, akala nila magbibigay lang sila ng pera, tapos wala nang gagawin. Diba? Again, this is a business. Diba? Yung business is, diba? Hindi, lahat naman ng bagay mahirap. Diba? Pero sabi nga nila, choose your heart.
True.
Diba? If you choose, diba? Lahat ng bagay, diba? Nag-aaral tayo dati, diba? Ang hirap-hirap makapasa. Diba? Kasi wala tayong background, wala tayong knowledge. And yet, we're able to graduate, we're able to finish because we choose this path. We choose to finish it. Diba? And madami tayong self-limiting beliefs. Ika nga, diba, mentor? That we need, yun nga, I think the best thing that we should do, as mentioned sa din, mentor, is to really explore, to widen our perspective. Diba? Kasi kung titingnan mo, the first two na na-mention na thing that you should know as a millennial is mostly self-awareness. Kung mapapansin mo. Diba? It's more of checking your belief, diba? Checking on your past, and make that past as your inspiration to better yourself. Diba?
True.
So, amazing discussion. You know, nasa dalawa pa tayo, pero amazing. So, I guess we move forward to the number 3, mentor.
Number 3, no? So number 3 is your environment matters. Now we're talking about changing or embracing new principles or embracing new belief, diba? And then we're talking about not dwelling on your past, right? I often post this because for me very very important siya kasi I think before ko to naintindihan, I feel like I can work alone. I can work by myself. I'm self-sufficient. Diba? Gustong-gusto ng mga tao yung mga ganong quote, yung tipong ako, ganon, di ba? Right? Ako lang yung tumayo for me. Nobody helped me out. And people love those kinds of stories, right? But the truth of the matter is, if you will really backtrack, at some point, somebody else have helped you, somebody else have influenced you, or there is a community that have backed you up. So if you want to change the way you think, or your belief or your principles, yung pinaniniwalaan natin, kailangan we have to find a new environment to soak ourselves in. That's the third principle. Sad to say, hindi po ibig sabihin na yung mga kaibigan natin before, ina-neglect natin sila. Pero ang gusto ko po i-point out is, the reality is, we have a lot of friends from the past that will not help us to move forward in life because ayaw nilang sumabay sa'yo. Diba? Kaya ganito yun, isa sa mga indication na umaangat ka minsan, diba? Umaangat ka. Kung sinasabihan ka ng mga tropa mo, nagbago ka na. Pero the thing here is, pag sinabing nagbago ka na, hindi ba dapat nagbago tayo? Kasi nakakatakot na magstay tayo kung nasan tayo. Tama? And sabihin ko sa inyo to, you can never turn around your principles or your belief is hindi mo babaguhin yung environment mo. Let me give you one example. We figure out a way to be healthy. Kasi gusto namin maging healthy ni Mrs. And gusto namin mag-trim down ng weight, and not only trimming down weight, no, we want it to be healthy in a lifestyle, no. We love food. Food is life for us ni Mrs. Mahilig talaga kami sa pagkain. As in, sobrang daming pagkain. And she was telling me, my wife, si Cindy, no, she was telling me, ganito dapat gawin natin, may mga ganito, may mga low carb, whole plant-based, maraming mga style maraming mga styles right now, anong gusto mong style di ba, mga keto, ano man yan, di ba? But it doesn't matter what style you wanted, di ba? But this is what I told her, sabi ko sa kanya, I'm nothing against all those principles, but I think we need to change something. Sabi ko, kailangan may available tayo na food na gusto natin kainin sa ref. Bakit? Kasi, like for example, kung gusto ko mag-whole plant-based tapos wala namang gulay sa ref, paano ko kain ng gulay, di ba? Tapos puro kami bila, tapos pansit canton, tapos chicheria, di ba? As in, dominantly, ganun yung nakalagay. Right? So, kung walang available, if I will not change my environment, hindi yun masiserve yung goal ko as na maging healthy. Same goes when you wanted to umangat sa buhay, gusto mo mas maging healthy yung perspective mo sa buhay, huwag kang sasama sa mga tao na mga puro reklamo ang ginagawa. 'Di ba? Hindi ibig sabihin na tropa mo before yan, you don't have an obligation to stay with these people if they don't want to grow. Tama? It's not being harsh. It's just you protecting yourself because kung hindi mo protect yourself, kung ayaw nilang mag-decide, ikaw na-realize mo na, yung bakit pa parang ang feel ko palaging bigat? Kasi bakit? Yung mga kasama mo, palaging negative yung sinasabi, palaging utang, palaging, ito, mangutang tayo. Sabi, most probably, mangutang ka talaga kasi pinag-usapan yung utang di ba? Right? Find those people who will help you realize that you can make finances, even though part-time, you can grow your finances kahit saan ka nang galing. May mga ganong klaseng usapan. Something that is empowering. You have to change your environment. You change your environment, you change your principles, you change the way you see your past, you change your life. So I think and ito yan. Now, I understand kung you're bata ka pa, tapos dependent ka pa sa parents mo, dependent ka pa sa environment kung saan nilalagay, walang problema yun. Pero kung malaki na tayo, millennial tayo, di ba? Right? Wala naman sigurong 12 years old or 10 years old nangikinig dito na millennial. Kung hindi ka millennial, Gen Z ka na. Right? Pero tayo mga millennial, we are old enough to decide for yourself. If you know that a certain environment will not help you to grow, don't stay there. Don't stay there. Now, there's a big difference. Ito pagkakaiba naman to. So, paano to, Gerard? Pamilya ko mismo toxic. Husband ko, wife ko. That's a different story. That's a different story. Okay? Pag husband and wife ang pinag-uusapan, magkaiba yon. Kasi ibang principle ng Bible doon. No? Again, ibang worldview ko when it comes to that. To become one kayo, isa na kayo ng husband and wife. Mas hindi mo pwedeng sabihin, iiwan mo kasi toxic siya. Ano? Unless there's a physical threat, whatever, that's a different story. Pero pero ang gusto ko i-point out is, that's another story, no? Pero generally speaking, when you talk about finances, when you talk about being healthy, no? Kung gusto mo maging healthy, hanap ka ng mga tao na nag-uusap about health. Huwag ka maghanap ng tao na nag-uusap kung nasan yung latest na parisa na masarap, na may extra na sabaw. Mga ganun, di ba? Uy, nasarap dito. Dito tayo punta sa may ano doon, may petso doon. Ako, malaki yung petso doon, mura. Doon tayo kumain, di ba? Mga ganun, di ba? Punta tayo ng bazaar, punta tayo food festival. Food fest, di ba? So you have to change those environment, di ba? I think isang bagay na realize ko, ako as a seafarer, no, I got a chance to work with other nationalities. No, kasi international yung trade namin that time. And my worldview ako na that was totally wrong. Alam mo yun, meron akong inferiority complex because I'm a Filipino. Meron akong ganong inferiority complex na parang, Pilipino kasi ako ganun. Kaya sila kasi magagaling kasi puti sila, ganun. We term it puti, di ba? Like mga Europeans and Americans. So, now, this is the interesting part because this is not intentional because this is the nature ng trabaho ko. I was placed into an environment where I work together with 12 different nationalities. And I realized, wala pala pagkakaiba sa amin. Pare-pareho lang pala kami dito. Sabi ko, di ba? And not to lift myself up, but I'm performing better than some of them. So, hindi pala sa nationality yun. Nabago yung belief ko. Pero kung nag-stay lang ako sa Pilipinas, hindi ko na-realize yun. Siguro hanggang ngayon, dinadala ko sa isip ko yun na, Pilipino lang kasi ako, Pilipino ako. Hindi pala totoo yun. It's just a matter of my belief, di ba? So, now, kung gusto mong maging financially free, find somebody who knows how to handle money. Huwag kang sasama sa mga tao, hindi mo rin mag-handle ng pera. So, change your environment. That's the third principle.
True. And I think, di ba, may kasabihan nga mentor that we are the average of 5 people that surrounds us, kumbaga, di ba? So, if your friends, no, or the people that surrounds you, yung pinag-uusapan ng always is chismis, malamang sa malamang, di ba, isa ka ding marites, di ba? Or if you talk about people all the time, di ba, of course, di ba, what do you expect?
True.
But if you talk
Tama.
about self-development, mga pangarap, di ba? You talk about how you can improve yourself, di ba? And definitely, you will be achieving your goals, di ba? And the growth that you'll be looking for, di ba? Sometimes, I believe common yun sa mga millennials mentor, di ba? That they are seeking for, madami ngayon eh. That is why sabi nga nila, millennials are job hoppers, ika nga. Because there's a study that millennials seek for purpose. Di ba? Naghahanap ng purpose, naghahanap ng reason. Diba? Hindi mo mahahanap yan with the people na yun nga, yun yung mga pinag-uusapan. But you get to realize na yun nga, as you mentioned mentor, that there are other experiences that we need to expose ourselves for us to know this is what we deserve. This is what we want. Diba? Kasi if you settle where you are right now, tapos sa tingin mo, ilang taon ka na, diba? Malapit ka na mag-40, diba? Malapit ka na pero hindi pa rin nag-improve yung buhay mo. Then you have to do something different. Diba? Sometimes different doesn't mean negative. Diba? It sometimes give you the opportunity to grow yourself.
I think, yeah, you mentioned about millennials seeking purpose, no? Tama. And
Yes.
I think one thing na, ito point of view ko to, I might be wrong into this. But I think isa sa mga na-observe ko is, we are seeking purpose because we were taught a lot of things that nung lumaki na tayo, na-figure out natin mali pala. Alam mo yun? Like,
Yes.
maraming tinuro sa atin from the past na akala natin ito na yung ultimate purpose ng buhay. Then you realize mali pala. Let me give you an example. Palagi sinasabi ng mga parents natin. Again, I'm not blaming our parents. It's just maybe a statement. But most of the time, our parents would tell us that basta basta makagraduate ka, wala na akong pakialam sa'yo. Ganon, di ba? Bahala ka sa buhay, gawin mo na yung gusto mo. Parang, the ultimate goal of life is to graduate. Nagets mo yung ibig kong sabihin? Right? Ngayon, nung gumraduate kasi, binigay mo lahat ng effort mo, puwersa talaga, grabe. Kag-graduate ako, ito na, malapit na, 1 year na, and then gumraduate ka, yung toga mo, yung gano'n mo, nag-iyakan kayo, tapos mga kanta-kanta kayo ng mga, mga friend about song, di ba? Mga graduation song. Then after na, ano gagawin ko? Akala ko ito ni ultimate purpose, yung graduation. Kasi yun na sinasabi sa atin, graduate ka lang, graduate, ganun. Pero yung sasabi, di ba? Saka ka na mag-boyfriend kung mag-graduate. Parang nagiging pivotal point palagi yung graduation. Graduation. Then you went on that. And then you said, ay, mali pala, parang, so anong gagawin ko? Hindi ko na naman gagawin ko kasi graduate na ako eh. Diba? Right? So I think, I'm not blaming the past, I'm not being in the past generation. I'm not into that clash of past generation that millennials are better than the baby boomers, and I don't agree with those kinds of no. Pero kung tatanungin niyo ako, because we are taught with a lot of belief that we realize it's not true at all. Tama? So or hindi man nasabi nila intention ito yung totoo, pero parang ito yung nag-i-imply sa atin. Right? Like for example, no, maghanap basta may trabaho ka lang, okay ka na. Trabaho ka, magpamilya ka. Tama? So wala kang trabaho, parang, okay, ano gagawin ko? Wala akong trabaho. Right? Parang, right? Oh, nasa trabaho na ako, ano gagawin ko after? Eh di mag-enjoy lang, ganun. Tama? Another thing, na I think nauso sa mga millennials is yung term na YOLO, you only live once. Yan. Then you realize you only live once. Diba? Ba't ka, diba, your money, your rule, mga ganun, diba? Parang, you only live once. Parang walang planning, walang execution, walang plan, walang goal and all. Nothing against those people if that's kind of how you wanted your life to go ahead. But this is my point of view into it. Parang, nanotice mo, Evan, wala ka nang naririnig na you only live once right now.
Yes,
After pandemic.
exactly. Yes.
Alam mo kung bakit?
Bakit po nga?
Kasi na-realize ng mga tao na hindi ko pala pwedeng YOLO lang. Kasi things could happen. You can just say na YOLO, di ba? Nobody was prepared.
Snap of a finger.
True. You are not prepared that you're gonna lose your job. Nobody is prepared for a 3-month isolation na ang mga tao parang super depressed na. Nobody was prepared for 2020 and 2021. Nobody was prepared for that. Right? So, that I think was another thing that we have more opportunities now when it comes to finances and to better our lives. And a lot of millennials already reach a kind of economic status that is far better than their parents. And they thought this is the ultimate thing. And when they reached that, it was like, oh, mali na naman yung perspective ko. Akala ko pag yumaman na ako, pag ito mayaman na. Teka siya ba? So I think those are few things that I think millennials or nandun tayo sa level na akala natin ito yung ultimate reason, ultimate goal. Tama. But eventually, mali, I was wrong. I was wrong completely and entirely. I wasn't completely and entirely wrong. Tama. So I think that's the reason kung bakit.
Nice. Yeah. Actually, malaking factor yan, mentor. Yung environment talaga. The way we perceive things, the way we do things, siguro 60% yan is because of the environment that you are with. Diba? Like, mga nasa 40% na lang siguro yung experience, yung
True.
yung diba? So, bulk of it is more of the environment that you are in. Diba? So, right now, if you're listening with us, diba, try to check ano yung merong environment ka. Baka lang, diba? Yan na yung, pag ma-improve po yan, baka yan yung inaantay mo, nabubulusok ka towards success. Diba? Check mo lang, diba? Check mo lang. Although, this all-encompassing dapat yan holistic ika nga, diba? From yourself, to environment, and of course, to your community. So, but of course, it starts with checking it, diba? Check self-awareness and of course, awareness kung saan ka ngayon. Diba? Grabe, exciting yung 3 items natin. How about yung 4th, mentor?
4th, life isn't about self-consumption. It's all about giving. It's all about giving. I was listening to Gary Vaynerchuk, if you know him. He's a popular social media influencer. He's teaching about social media, how to grow your social media. And I was shocked how is his principles going. If you will listen to his principles, he was teaching, and I hope people would learn this when you do social media. Because I think social media will become better if we will have this kind of mindset. Kahit nasa business natin. Kasi ang dami sa atin na gusto natin. For example, nag-start ka ng business, anong gagawin mo? Parang post ka ng post. For example, di ba? Like, for example, kung nasa network marketing ka, post ng pera, post ng ganito, post ng ganito, post ka ng ganito. Tapos, puro na lang, oh, join me. And people are kind of like getting burned out into this kind of how you use your social media. Not only if you do your social media in such a way na you overload people with so much content to serve them, I think your social media will become better. Diba? Social media become better. You're not doing it for yourself. You're doing it for the people that is hearing yung makikinig sa'yo, bale. Hindi mo siya ginagawa para sa sarili mo. Ginagawa mo siya para sa taong makikinig sa'yo. Tama? In life, not only in social media, in life. Marami ako nakakausap, no? Because again, I'm in a Christian community. And there are testimonies after testimonies that says, wala akong nakitang tao na naghirap dahil nagbigay. And I haven't seen a person na he was talaga nag-plunge down yung finances niya dahil nagbigay siya. Now, one example is siguro, isa sa mga biggest example ko, baka nanonood dito yung mother-in-law ko. My mother-in-law she is one of those people na talagang giver siya. Kasi pag pumunta ka sa bahay niya, hindi pwedeng wala kang dala palabas. Kahit ano yan, prutas, ano. Ganun yung parang nasanay siya sa nagbibigay siya. She's giving and giving and giving and giving. And I've seen her, like their life, yung wife ko and all that. They were blessed. They were not really super, super rich, but I've seen that they were in a level that they are living a life, not because they are, of course, they're working hard. They have their principles and worldview is, but I think it's more of, she's a giver. She's a giver. So wala pong naghihirap sa buhay ng nagbibigay. Right? So, for those people who thinks that being rich is only for your self-consumption, your riches will destroy you. Until may purpose ka, na iangat yung pamilya mo sa kahirapan, na yung motivation mo, yung anak mo, bigyan mo ng magandang pag-aaral, yung asawa mo, hindi na maghirap at masakit sa ulong pagbabudget. It's all about other people. Diba? So, I think that's one thing that we as millennials need to see if we wanted to really have purpose. Purpose is, alam mo, binil tayo ng Panginoon na hindi mag-isa. Binil tayo na maging connected sa isa't isa. And that is why si Evan, ako, and the rest of those people na nakikinig right now, iba-iba tayo ng talent, abilities, and skills. Kasi we are like puzzle. Yung hindi ko kaya, kayang gawin ng iba. Yung hindi kaya ni Evan, kayang gawin ng iba. So we are just one big puzzle. And if you're gonna look at it, 'Diba? You know, even in family, may magaling magluto, may makanta. Alam mo yung bawat isa, may iba't iba tayong mga talents, iba't iba tayong mga strengths. So, it's all about, I believe that if you want really a purposeful life, it's all about giving others. So, yung tatlo kasi, ikaw yung puntera yung tatlo, di ba? Your past, yung worldview mo, environment. Now, if you started to grow yourself, what's the purpose of growing yourself? You help other people. You contribute. You give. You give, you give, you give, you give. Tama? Right? Kaya I think that's how we should look at it, no? It's not only about you. Now, you cannot help others if you cannot help yourself. Okay? Hindi mo matutulungan ng iba kung hindi mo tutulungan ng sarili mo. Kaya, ang pinaka-ultimate goal mo, bakit kailangan mo magpag-grow financially? Bakit kailangan mo maging debt-free? Bakit kailangan mo mas marami kang oras? Bakit kailangan mo you become better with your skills? You harness your skills because the better you are as a person, the better you can serve other people. Yun yung purpose dun eh. And if you want really a full joy, I think that's a joyful task to take. It's an honorable task to take to grow yourself and to give to other people, and that multiplies to other people. Maniwala ka sa akin, Evan, I've only been starting social media no talaga nag-viral ako nung February. Pero sobrang overwhelming yung positive response ng mga tao sa akin. The only thing that I started social media because I really wanted to find those people na pwede ko ma-partner sa business. So I'm creating content that might see them. But marami nagme-message sa akin like they're saying na, sorry wait lang.
Okay lang po.
Ayan. O diba nawala ako? Ayan. Right. So, but there are people who are messaging me and they say na they almost wanted to end their life, pero nabasa nila yung reels ko, napanood nila yung reels ko, nabasa nila yung content ko. And for me, it was a shock. I was really surprised because I didn't know that was the extent of the positive effect ng mga simple 10, 15 to 20 second reels na ginagawa mo na you're telling people naniniwala ako sa'yo, di ba? At some point, hindi mo maintindihan yung ginagawa mo, naintindihan mo yung situation mo right now, but, maging hopeful ka, may pag-asa bukas. These are not new things. These are not new statements, di ba? Narinig mo naman palagi ito. Pero alam mo yun, you recreate that, you create that into a video, people are watching it, and who knows who were watching. And for me, nagdo-double yung joy ko to see that yung video na yun na, alam mo yun, creates hope to other people na may pag-asa pa pala sila. Right? So, yun yung sinabi ni Tony Robbins, yung never-ending growth and contribution. So, yung hierarchy of needs. So, if millennials are really looking for something that they wanted to do purposely, grow yourself, be financially free, help other people. Now, I'm not saying na ibigay mo lahat and don't help yourself and don't enjoy. That's not my point. My point is, if you just live for your own consumption, if you just live for because you have this, you have all these things, I don't think that's really a purpose that you wanted. No, some people may say, Richard, no, I just wanted to take care of myself. I just wanted to take care of myself. Let other people take care of themselves. No. You don't only serve other people by finances. You serve other people by service, by giving them time, by, alam mo yun, by caring for them. Tama? These are things that you can do. But my point is, you give. That's what I think one of the purpose of, I think everybody should know. No matter what age you are. And no matter kung ano yung estado mo sa buhay, kung ano man ang ano mo, I think if you have the desire to give, you will have desire to grow. Because again, paano ako bibigay? Wala nga ako. That's why you grow. You go out there. Wag tamad. That's why pagiging tamad is a selfish thing. Because you only think of yourself. That's a selfish thing. Diba? Kung tamad ka, at saka gusto mo lang magliwaliw, at saka gusto mo lang wala kang tinutulungan na iba, paano yun? Right? You only live for yourself. I don't think you'll find joy into that and satisfaction. Yun number 4.
Yes, agree ako dyan, mentor, na sabi nga nila, di ba, if you want to go fast, you can go alone. Kung gusto bilisan, can go alone. But if you want to go far, di ba, you have to involve other people in your journey.
Yes.
Di ba, that is why in our business, it is a key, yung key role natin is to help other people. Di ba, to win in life, to win in their health, their finances, kasi that's how we go far. Diba? Kasi if you want, kaya lang naman, diba? You can go alone. Pero that's not, good thing nga, one of our principles, I remember lang in our company, diba? Community is very important. Diba? Highlighted yan. Diba? Because the company acknowledges that it's important to help other people as well. Diba? And gusto ko yung, di ka na mag-focus sa self-consumption mo. Diba? You can give also. And, yung selfishness sometimes, di ba, akala natin na, ay, okay lang, hindi ko maabot yung pangarap ko.
Mhm.
Actually, hindi. Kasi baka yung pangarap na na-achieve mo could inspire other people to achieve their dreams as well.
True.
Diba? Hindi, yun yung nawala.
Tama.
Yung possibility of inspiring other people through you achieving those dreams. Nahala, kung nakaya niya, kaya ko din. Parang ganun.
Tama.
Diba? And we will never know that the simple words, sabi mo nga, mentor, the simple words that we are saying, that is why ito din yung nag-push sa akin, mentor, to do this podcast. Kasi you will never know na yung mga makakarinig would be ito pala yung hinahanap nilang words, ito pala yung hinahanap nilang people, di ba, that could inspire them in their life. Di ba?
True.
So, never underestimate the power of voice, the power of your voice. Di ba? Kasi, kung feeling mo na ay hindi ka magaling, na ka-level mo sila Gary V, di ba, sila Simon Chan, di ba, sila Jonathan Yabut, no. Kasi you will never know na yung simpleng experience mo could inspire other people, di ba? So that is why you have to keep doing what you want to do, di ba? Kumbaga, gawin mo lang, and then later on you get to appreciate, no, madami makaka-appreciate na hindi mo gusto katakalain. Diba? So, grabe guys, diba? That was our 4 points already, and now we're down to the last thing that you should know as a millennial. Diba? I know you guys are excited to know, and huwag na natin patagalin. Let's go, mentor.
So the last is, I got this from the richest man in the world, and I got this from the wisest man in the world. So in the Bible, merong part ng Bible na Ecclesiastes, no? Sinulat yun ni King Solomon. Si King Solomon, just to give you an idea, his net worth is nasa 1 trillion US dollars. So, ganun siya kayaman, di ba? 1 trillion, guys. Grabe. Imagine, maubos mo ba yun? Hindi mo maubos 1 trillion. Billion nga, hindi mo maubos. Million nga, hindi mo maubos, di ba? 1 trillion US dollar. Ganun siya kayaman. And yung yaman niya, hindi lang siya yung yumaman na siya lang. Kasi usually, pag yumaman, pwede naman na yung the rest ng mga tao sa paligid niya mahirap eh. Siya, nung yumaman siya, buong Israel yumaman. To the point na walang value yung silver. Ganun siya kayaman. Ganun siya pinrosper ng Panginoon. And he was one of the wisest. And he has everything a man could have. He has 300 wives and 600 concubines. Diba? So imagine niyo yun, ganun katindi, diba? Na-imagine mo yung 300 wives, 600 concubines. That's 900 partners. Kahit na 3 times a day mo yun, hindi mo maubos na ilang taon yun. Diba? Na-imagine niyo ba yun, diba? Grabe talaga, diba? So, but apart from all the things that he had, alam mo yung conclusion ni Solomon? Sabi niya, vanity, everything is vanity. Walang kwenta lahat. Now, some people might say, Gerard, are you discouraging me to really push through? No. You have to listen to me. It's not me discouraging you, but I want you to have the reality that if you thought that the ultimate purpose of life is to make money and have fun and all these things, of course, we have to make fun. We have to enjoy. It's even in Ecclesiastes, sabi niya, kung ano yung pinaghirapan mo, enjoy mo. Sabi niya, pinaghirapan mo, enjoy mo yan. Diba yung sabi niya? But that's the ultimate reason. So, let me give you this. And sabi niya doon, meron siyang isang statement doon that summarizes everything that he said. Sabi niya, the ultimate purpose of man in fear God and obey His commandments. Now, this is kind of like, some people might say, oh, Jared, I'm not religious. No, I'm not saying if you're religious. It has nothing to do if you're religious or not. It has nothing to do if you believe in God or not. But I believe in God. So I think that I want everybody to understand that everything starts and ends with God. If you want an ultimate purpose as millennial, kung ayaw nating dumaan tayo sa point na may midlife crisis tayo or quarter life crisis tayo, if you want to understand that our life starts and ends in God. So, how will that reflect to you and me as somebody, no? Now, well, do you believe that you are created by God in His own image and likeness? Or do you believe na nanggaling ka sa unggoy? No, depende kung anong pininiwalaan mo. But I believe that I'm created in God's own image and likeness. So, I just realized that that's the ultimate purpose and the reason why I'm here in the first place, because I'm for the enjoyment of the one who created me. So every single thing that I do, every single task that I do, it pleases the Creator. As long as I'm doing it within the desired boundary that He placed, right? So everything starts and ends with God. You'll never be lost in it. You'll never be lost in it. Alam mo ba, sabi ni Jim Carrey, Jim Carrey is one of those who advocate, I forgot this, very, very popular to na, yung sa The Secret, what do you call that? Attraction. Law of attraction. Diba? Law of attraction. Okay.
No.
Just think, you're gonna have it. You know, just to give an idea, even I don't believe in that. Just for the record, I don't believe that. Okay, I don't believe. I believe that everything happens for a reason in God's perfect timing. Okay, you can toil hard in life and with no effort. That's really possible. I don't think that you just need to think, and you're gonna have it, right? But I think it's in God's provision, in God's grace, diba? Etong sabi ni Jim Carrey, sabi niya, I hope everybody will be famous and I hope everybody will be rich so that they will know that that is not the ultimate answer in life. Grabe, no? Right? Somebody who is so popular. When you say Jim Carrey, everybody knows him. 1990s millennials know Jim Carrey.
Yes.
How can somebody who
Comedy. Yes.
who are in that pedestal of fame, right now, makikita mo siya parang worse siya, di ba? Parang hindi niya alam yung ginagawa niya, di ba? Parang may mga worst, may mga weird video siya and all.
Yes.
But he said that. That the ultimate, that he said, I hope everybody will be famous and rich, that they would realize that this is not the answer. Everything starts and ends with God. Right? So if you thought that the ultimate purpose really, of course, contribution is there, growth is there, but those mean nothing compared to the ultimate purpose that you go back to your Creator and you please the Creator. Because that's what King Solomon said. 5 things. I would like to wrap up this one. 5 things. Your past has nothing to do with your future. If you want to move forward in life, embrace your principles, change your environment, contribute if you grow. But you have to understand everything starts and ends in God. 5 principles I think every millennial should know.
Grabe. Ayan, thank you so much, Mentor Gerard. Diba? Ako personally, I'm stunned. You know, na-stuck ako doon in terms of listening to these 5 things that we, kasi millennial pa tayo, no? That we should learn, we should all know as millennials. Kasi sometimes sa panahon natin ngayon, ang dami ng ganap, di ba? Information is right at the finger of sa kamay natin, kumbaga, di ba? Nasa kamay na natin yung mga information. Unlike before, di ba, na you have to go to the library. But right now, with your phones, di ba, you can have information. So, minsan hindi natin alam anong gagawin. But I hope, and we hope, that after listening to this podcast, guys, di ba, sometimes you get a glimpse of what you need to do in life, di ba, as millennials. Di ba, if you think you're lost, if you think na medyo kailangan mo mag-move forward in life, you might want to take into consideration the 5 points that we have discussed this evening. And if nabitin kayo, I know guys, nabitin kayo, di ba? Of course, Mentor Gerard, where can they follow you and catch you in terms of more contents, di ba, from you?
Yes.
And, more insightful, di ba, and fruitful discussion from you.
So, follow me in Facebook, Gerard Christian Claudio. Meron ako FB page pero hindi ganun ka-active yung FB page ko. I'm just putting my live there. Like ngayon yung live na naka-live doon. Tapos naka-live rin ako right now. I also have my YouTube, Coach G Motivation. I'm in TikTok, Coach G Motivation. I also have podcast, no? I already have 28 episodes ata since September. So, Coach G Motivation podcast din. So, you might want to watch this. Even ano nga yung pangalan ng podcast mo?
It's Tambay Saturdays by the Millennial Channel.
Okay, so guys, sa mga nanonood, no, so follow Ivan Alcantara. Tambay
Saturdays.
Tambay Saturdays, okay? Streaming in Spotify, Apple, and
Podcast.
ano tawag? Natin channel. Google Podcast, yan. Okay, Spotify, Google Podcast, and yan. Alright.
Yeah, so follow nyo si Mentor Gerard, guys. Promise, every content that he is releasing is worth of your time, diba? So, you might never know, again, as we mentioned to you guys, you might never know, ito na yung hinahanap mong, inspirational words, diba? That might give you the boost that you want to, that you need for you to improve your life. But again, no, maraming salamat po lahat ng mga katambays natin for making us on the top, number 56 in Apple Podcast. Recently, maraming salamat po. And please don't forget to subscribe and of course to follow follow us and of course to follow Mentor Gerald in his social media accounts and podcast channel as well. Para naman, di ba, tulong-tulong tayo. Because again, you are not, kumbaga, lahat tayo dapat magtulong-tulong, especially in this world, di ba, that we live in. Okay? So, to wrap up everything up, any words to impart as we end Mentor for everyone?
Follow those 5 principles. You'll never go wrong with it. And kung and ito lang no, since we're talking about ano na tayo, 'di ba? 2023 na no. So I don't know kung kailan i-post ni Evan to no. Pero 2023 na guys. So kung ano man yung mapagkakamali ng 2022, forgive yourself and move on. Nangyari na dapat mangyari. Pero it doesn't matter again. Kung ano pagkakamali mo ngayon, admit it, assess, act upon it. Maring pwedeng magbago yung 2023 natin. Pag-pray na natin kay Lord, let's ask for Lord for mercy and grace for 2023. Because we don't know what's gonna happen in 2023. But I know, no, He knows what's gonna happen. So we ask for mercy and grace from Him. Okay, so yun lang.
Nice. Thank you so much, Mentor Gerald, for joining us. And that wraps up our episode 3 of the Tambay Saturday Season 1. So catch us on our next episode, especially as we end and close up this 2022 and be excited for what 2023 has in store for us. So that is all. Thank you mga katambay at maraming salamat po.
Recording stopped.
Yan. Wait lang, Ivan, ha? Okay lang, wait lang, ha? Wait lang, Ivan, ha? Wait lang. Hello, guys. Shoutout ko naman dito si Melissa Matulak, Ma'am Dali, Yoj Atiroal, Ryan Pareño, Merly Agliones, Paray Pasoot, Angel Poe, tama ba? Precious Amoyo, Tantan Baguno Asuncion, MCJG Fly and Travel Tour. Oh, grabe, no? May FB page dito. Ida Jubay, hello. Melissa Matulak. Yan. Si Norian Ula, Manilin Claveria, Joya Karen Ann, Jerry Galito, Tina Anderson, Marilyn Yu, Hernalyn Ayala II, Ayla Sor, Kathy Aliana, Jeff Ramos, Jenny Moyon, Christina Natividad Castillo. Hello guys. I'm just shouting out yung mga nagko-comment dito sa baba, no? Fina Reyes, yan. Bing Ronnie, Michelle Dakanay, Lilia Doque, Tis Sultra Brazas, Riley Bray, Estropia, yan. Mil Katekista, Magbanwa Kabar, Shornas Tube, oh, meron tayo sa YouTube, oh. Yan. Susie Madrid, Arthur Pelito, Joaquin Hemedes, Shine Andres, Leonardo Morada Dejito, Beverly Ramos, hello. Asej, Jessie siguro to, no? Kadamo o Udamak ba to? Yan. Shay Arcelo, Romel Albano, hello. Nanette Espinola Marasigan, Lads Harrison, and Anna Lay. Good evening po sa inyo, no? So, for those po na kaka-tune in lang, I'll be ending this, but you can rewatch it. It's really a very good podcast, no? Ng, ano nga ulit pa ni Evan Alcantara, Tambay Saturdays. Tune in nyo yan, no? So, ipapost niya to. So, may dalawang episodes you might want to watch, no? Thank you so much, guys. God bless. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.